TAG TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Karim Zimik. And here are the top stories we're tracking you for you on Tuesday, the 14th of April. India extends nationwide lockdown as coronavirus cases cross 10,000. US Taliban officials meet to discuss prisoner release dispute. And locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir allege negligence amid lockdown. And now for all the details, India on Tuesday extended a nationwide lockdown until May 3rd to stem the spread of coronavirus. The announcement came as total number of cases in the country crossed the 10,000 mark with 339 deaths reported so far.
India on Tuesday extended until May 3rd a nationwide lockdown for its 1.3 billion people as the number of coronavirus cases crossed 10,000 despite a 21-day shutdown. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a televised address to the nation said the challenge was to stop the virus from spreading to new parts of the country. The total number of COVID-19 cases in India jumped to 10,363 on Tuesday, with at least 339 deaths reported so far. The Prime Minister said that some relief would be given after April 20th in those areas that do not become a coronavirus hotspot or where the possibility becoming a hotspot is low. He said India has more than 1 lakh beds and over 600 hospitals to deal with any crisis and assured the healthcare facilities are being expanded.
Social distancing और लॉकडाउन का बहुत बड़ा लाभ देश को मिला है। अगर सिर्फ आर्थिक दृष्टि से देखें तो ये महंगा जरूर लगता है, बहुत बड़ी कीमत चुकानी पड़ी है, लेकिन भारतवासियों की जिंदगी के आगे इसकी कोई तुलना नहीं हो सकती।
The Prime Minister said he felt the pain of poor families struggling to afford food and many migrant workers unable to reach their villages amid the lockdown. He said it is one of his priorities to reduce their problems.
Moving on, the chief US negotiator and a top US commander in Afghanistan held talks with Taliban officials in Doha on a prisoner release dispute that stalled US lead peacemaking efforts. US Peace Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad and the top US commander in Afghanistan, General Scott Miller, met with a Taliban delegation in Qatar on Monday and discussed the US and the Taliban peace agreement signed in February. A spokesman for the Taliban office in Doha, Suhail Shaheen, in a tweet on Monday said the sides discussed the complete implementation of the February 29 deal for a phased US troop withdrawal as well as the delay in the release of prisoners. He added that violations of the agreement and other issues and ways of the solutions were also discussed. The dispute over the size and pace of the prisoner releases, an increase in Taliban violence and other issues have stalled the US-led effort to end the United States' longest war and decades of strife in Afghanistan. The deal between the US and the Taliban called for the freeing up of 5,000 Taliban detainees and up to 1,000 government prisoners as a prelude to a March 10 opening of peace negotiations between the Taliban and Afghan government. The Taliban, however, demanded the release of all 5,000 detainees before they would attend the talks, a demand rejected by Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, whose government was not a party to the deal. Thousands of devout Muslims have continued to flout Pakistan government's orders issued late last month banning religious congregations amid coronavirus outbreak in the country.
Waqas Ahmed says he offers prayers almost every day at a mosque in the southern Pakistani city of Karachi. He says that often a dozen or so men are in attendance, none of them wearing protective face masks. The 40-year-old is among thousands of devout Muslims flouting Pakistan government orders issued late last month, banning religious congregations of 5 or more people to stem the coronavirus spread. The disease has so far infected more than 5,400 people and killed 96 in the world's second most populous Muslim country.
ये जो बीमारी है इंशाल्लाह हम सबको बिल्कुल भी जो भी मुसलमान हैं हमको बिल्कुल भी नहीं आएगी हमारा अकीदा अल्लाह पर है जो काफिर हैं वो इन चीज़ों के लिए वो यानी कि इससे डरते हैं इन खौफ से यानी कि जो वबा आई हुई है काफिरों को इस चीज़ पर ज़्यादा खौफ है.
Authorities have said that despite calling on clerics and public to cooperate with the government measures, several priests and local leaders continue to oppose the ban. A police official said force cannot be used as religion is a sensitive issue.
जुमे के दिन उससे पहले ही हम लोग पेश इमाम हजरात से और मस्जिद की जो इंतज़ामिया है उनसे हम गुजारिश करते हैं हम उनकी मीटिंग्स करते हैं उसके बावजूद भी लोग पहुंच जाते हैं.
The numbers in attendance at prayers are likely to increase with the onset of the holy month of Ramadan within 2 weeks, and authorities are struggling to cope.
Locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir have blamed that Islamabad has continued to ignore their plight as they're facing a severe crisis of essential commodities amid coronavirus lockdown. They said the illegally occupied region has received no government aid so far.
People in Pakistan-administered Kashmir are facing a severe crisis of essential commodities as Islamabad has failed to cater to their needs amid coronavirus lockdown. The pandemic is acting as salt on the wounds of the local residents of the illegally occupied region. They have blamed the government announced the relief packages for the region, but nothing has been done so far. Moreover, the food items that are available at stores are being sold at much higher prices, further depicting the failure of the price control committees in tackling inflation.
हमारे यहाँ कोरोना लॉकडाउन हुए कई दिन बीत चुके हैं और इस हवाले से हुकूमत ने ऐलान किया और बतदरीज ऐलान किया और अवामी ज़रूरियात और अवामी मसाइल के हवाले से बाद अज़ा मुख्तलिफ़ इजलास किए लेकिन आवाम के लिए खातर ख्वाह उसके नताइज फ़ायदेमंद न हो सके.
Amid the crisis, Pakistan has also shown no concern towards the needs of the healthcare staff in the illegally occupied region who have been demanding protective gear and testing kits to tackle the virus. Pakistan-administered Kashmir has reported at least 40 coronavirus cases so far.
Nepal on Tuesday extended its nationwide lockdown for the third time till April 27 amid rising numbers of COVID-19 cases. The number of COVID-19 cases in the country climbed to 16 after 2 people in the capital Kathmandu were tested positive on Monday. A cabinet meeting in Nepal on Tuesday decided to extend its nationwide lockdown for the third time till April 27 amid rising numbers of coronavirus cases across the country. The decision to extend the lockdown by 12 more days came a day after the total number of COVID-19 cases across the Himalayan nation climbed to 16, with confirmation of the transmission in 2 more people having a month-old travel history to the United Kingdom. Authorities have sealed the area where the infected members of the same family were living in the capital Kathmandu as a precautionary measure. According to the Health Ministry, others living in their building and nearby would also be tested for coronavirus, and the tracing has also started for those who came in contact with them. So far, only 1 COVID-19 case has recovered in Nepal, with now 15 active cases across the Himalayan nation. Sri Lankans celebrated the Sinhala and Tamil New Year on Monday by staying indoors amid a coronavirus lockdown. The festival, which marks the end of the paddy harvesting period, usually witnesses millions flocking Buddhist and Hindu temples.
Sri Lankans had a muted celebration of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year on Monday amid a lockdown imposed in the country to contain the coronavirus spread. In capital Colombo, normally bustling streets were deserted, while shops that would have been packed with people buying gifts for family members and friends have been closed for weeks. Normally, millions flock to Buddhist and Hindu temples to take part in religious activities on the occasion. However, religious leaders advised people to observe religious rites from home.
රජයේ උපදේශ පිළිපදෙමින් සෞඛ්‍ය අංශවල උපදේශ පිළිපදෙමින් ස්වයං නිරෝධායනයක යෙදලා තියෙනවා. ගෙවල් දොරවල් වලට වෙලා ඉන්න තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක අපිට පේනවා මේ වසංගතය පැතිරී යාම වැළැක්වීම සඳහා ගත යුතු කළ හැකි එකම කාර්යය හැටියට.
The Sinhala and Tamil New Year is celebrated by 90% of Sri Lanka's 22 million population, marking the end of paddy harvesting period. People marked the special day by staying indoors with their families. They cooked and ate traditional dishes and wished each other good health. Sri Lanka reported a total of 217 coronavirus cases and 7 deaths till Monday night.
Authorities in India's northeastern provinces have allowed tea harvesting amid countrywide lockdown as peak season has approached. 50% of the workforce in the plantations have been given permission to perform their task while taking preventive measures.
Local authorities in India's northeastern provinces have allowed tea harvesting as the peak season approached amid countrywide lockdown to prevent coronavirus spread. Local administration have allowed 50% workforce in the plantation given that they take all necessary precautions like masks and social distancing. The government is also providing half of the wages for workers who can't come to work along with groceries for the period.
এতদিন তো দাদা আপনার করোনা ভাইরাসের কারণে বন্ধ আসলো 21 তারিখ থেকে লকডাউন তখন আমরা লকডাউন মাইনা চলছি 5 তারিখ থেকে শুরু হইছে কাজ 5 তারিখ থেকে আমরা আজকে 6 তারিখ আজকে কাজ করছি মানে 1 মিটার দূরে আমরা দূরত্ব বজায় রাখছি রাখা মাস্ক মুখে মাস্ক দিয়া আমরা বাগানে কাজ করতেছি
Tea estate owners say that during the lockdown, tea industry in India as a whole has incurred a loss of nearly 2,000 crores as they couldn't pluck leaves in the first phase of harvesting. India has so far observed a 21-day lockdown which ended on Tuesday and has imposed its second phase till May 3rd to fight the coronavirus pandemic.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India extends nationwide lockdown as coronavirus cases cross 10,000. US Taliban officials meet to discuss prisoner release dispute. And locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir allege negligence amid lockdown. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/AsAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Subscribe TAG TV YouTube channel and press the notification button.